Elizabeth Eaton is in a bit of a bind. Exactly 500 years ago on October 31, Martin Luther allegedly nailed his famous 95 Theses to the door of a German church, decrying the Catholic Church's abusive sale of indulgences, or reprieves from punishment for sins. The monk's dramatic declaration set in motion years of theological sparring and bloody wars. It also led to the flowering of Protestantism and its many distinct denominational traditions, including the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, over which Eaton presides as bishop. "The thing is, that was not good for the church," Eaton said, referring to the global body of Christian believers. The New Testament calls for followers of Jesus to be completely one. By Luther's time, Christianity had been split from east to west as the Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches parted ways. Within those traditions, dissidents had already formed a number of prominent sects. The Protestant Reformation catalyzed further breakdown. Related story: the Christian retreat from public life. In the 16th century, we were killing each other over these issues, Eaton said. 5 centuries later, the ELCA and other churches around the world are marking Luther's big moment. But we are not celebrating the 500th anniversary of the Reformation, Eaton said. We are observing it. Efforts to create Christian unity, or ecumenism, often carry this note of historical sadness. Prejudices born of past violence are difficult to overcome. For more than a century following Luther, Christian reformers and their political allies across Europe battled with the Catholic Church-aligned Holy Roman Empire. Catholics slaughtered Protestants, Protestants slaughtered Catholics, and both persecuted groups like the Anabaptists, who championed adult, rather than infant baptism. Most traditions did not develop their distinctiveness by accident. Many religious leaders staked their lives on their particular interpretation of the Bible. "I cannot and will not recant anything, since to act against one's conscience is neither safe nor right," Luther famously told the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V in the face of excommunication and death. While relations among Christians are far more peaceful today than they were 500 years ago, the tension between theological particularity and yearning for universal fellowship is still just as complicated. As global Christianity evolves, the tension is likely to increase. Especially over the last century or so, Christian groups have made significant attempts to repair the conflicts among them. In the mid-19th century, the Evangelical Alliance sought to unite Protestant groups to oppose child labor and poor factory working conditions, a unity they described as a new thing in church history. In 1910, a missionary conference in Edinburgh laid the groundwork for what later became the World Council of Churches, which united many Eastern Orthodox, Anglican, and mainline Protestant churches for the first time. But until recently, the rifts of the Reformation were insurmountable. The idea that Catholics and Protestants would get together to cooperate on anything is just almost unimaginable before the 1960s, said Mark Noel, a historian at Notre Dame University. "In my lifetime, there has been a sea change in Protestant-Catholic relations, opening up an unimaginable array of cooperation.